Inside of Explaindio, there is a new feature called Morph. And what it allows you to do is it allows you to take multiple different objects and kind of morph in between them. So let's just go ahead and jump in and I'll show you exactly what that looks like. So I'm going to do a live preview here, and I have text come into my screen, and then I have it morph into social media icons, as you can see there. So let me replay this one more time here. The text comes in, and then social media icons morph from my text down here to the bottom. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through my timeline here and show you exactly what's going on, and then I'm going to show you how to create this yourself inside of your own project. So at the top here we have my text, and I have it animating into my project. So I have it sliding in from the left. Now obviously you can do no animation at all, and you don't have to use text for the morphing. You can use anything else like images or sketches or something else. Next up I have my icons. So I have my YouTube icon, my Facebook icon, and my Twitter icon, and you can see that I have applied the morph effect to all three of these. And to apply the morph effect, all you have to do is click on Add New Effect, go over to Morph, and then click on the Add Morph option. And on the timeline itself, you will see we have our text playing first, which is this little bar you see here. And then once that text animation ends, that's when the morph begins, and it brings out my social media icons. All right, so let's go ahead and rebuild this, and I'll show you exactly what you need to do to make your own morph. So I'm going to go ahead and create a brand new scene. Click on Create New Scene. I'm going to minimize my timeline for now. Inside of my scene, I am going to add some text for now, and we're going to say, follow me on social media. And then from here, we can go ahead and resize this however we want, and we can position it wherever we want as well. And I'm also going to add some sketch images. I'm going to go down here to my social media. I'm going to add my YouTube sketch image, drag it over here. I'm going to go back and add my Facebook one. And then I'm going to go back and add a Twitter one. Oops, I accidentally added text there, so I'm going to go in here and delete that text. Go back into my sketch image and add social media, and let's do a Twitter one. Now what I have to do is I need to go ahead and resize these and position them where I want them to be after they morph. So I can make all of these a little bit bigger. I'll put my Twitter over here. Make my Facebook a little bigger and put it there in the middle, and then make my YouTube a little bigger and put it here as well. And of course I would spend some time and align these up however I want. Now I'm going to go ahead and click on Close Canvas, and we can see that we have our title there, and then we have our icons being sketched into the frame, which is not what we want. Now anytime that you pick a sketch image, it's going to be automatically sketched. So I'm going to make this large here, my timeline, and I'm going to click the drop down menu for all of my objects that we have here. And for each of my icons, I am going to delete the sketch by hand effect. So we're going to delete that. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and add a nice intro effect for my headline. So we're going to say letter by letter, and we are going to have it flip out from the top. And when I do that, you can always preview it and see exactly what it looks like. Now for our icons, we're going to go to Add Effect, Morph, Morph. And we are going to do this for all of the icons that we have here. And now when I go ahead and I preview my scene, we can see exactly what that looks like. So my headline comes in here, and then instantly, as my headline comes in, the morphing starts to happen, and it's happening rather slow. It takes a little bit for that text to morph to the icons. So how we're going to change that is, on the timeline, this little line you see here, this is how long the animation is going to take. And in our case, it's how long the morph is going to take. So if I drag this out, that means the morph is going to take much longer to happen. And if I shrink it, the morph is going to happen a lot quicker. So I'm going to shrink all of these to be about the exact same for all three of my icons. And then if I preview it, you're going to see it happens a whole lot quicker. But now it's happening instantly with my headline, and maybe I want my headline to come out first, and then I want the morph to happen after that. Well, if we want that to be the case, now what we have to do is we need to grab the timeline here, the little bar that we see, and drag it to where we want it to begin. So I'm going to drag it to the very end of my text animation. And I'm going to do the same thing for all three of these and make sure they're lined up pretty good. Now when I preview it, the text comes out first, and then the animations come out after that. Okay. Last but not least, down here under the effects, let me make this small here. Down here in our scene editor, if you click on effects, you're going to see the morph object. Now inside of the screen, you're going to see a little screen here for each and every individual object that you have inside of your scene. So we have our text object, our YouTube object, our Facebook object, and our Twitter object. Now we can morph from any of these. For example, I can have my YouTube come in, and then I can change my text to morph, click on YouTube from here, and now everything would morph from the YouTube image instead of morphing from the text image. So right now I have the YouTube icon selected. So if I select Facebook here, watch on the right side of the screen, my YouTube icon is going to morph from the Facebook instead of the text. So when I click on Facebook, we can see it comes from the right, which is coming from the Facebook icon. So you can choose where the morphing happens. I'm going to leave mine on my text, so all three of them come from the text just like that there. Now the last option that you have here is perhaps you want this text to go away once the morphing happens. If you want to do that, you can click on Remove Morphed Object, and now when we see in preview, the text comes in and then it disappears as it morphs into the icons. All right, so you can choose to leave it there or have it disappear inside of your project.